Welcome to my channel, where we unravel the mysteries of the natural world through thought-provoking what-if scenarios. Today, we're delving into the captivating concept of weather control. Imagine a world where we could harness the very forces that govern our planet's atmosphere, a world where we could command the winds, summon the rain, and even calm the fury of nature's most destructive storms. Let's dive into the stormy seas of meteorological mastery. For millennia, humanity has stood as a humble witness to the awesome and often destructive power of weather. Hurricanes carve paths of devastation across coastlines, leaving shattered lives and billions of dollars in damage. Tornadoes pirouette across the landscape with unpredictable fury, tearing through towns and cities. Torrential downpours unleash catastrophic floods, turning rivers into raging torrents that inundate homes and displace communities. But what if we could weaken the hurricane's might, redirect the tornado's deadly dance, or even steer the rain clouds to parched lands desperate for water? Imagine deploying sophisticated weather modification technologies to weaken a hurricane's intensity before it makes landfall. By strategically seeding the storm, we could potentially diminish its wind speeds and reduce its capacity for destruction. Agriculture has been the bedrock of human civilization. For millennia, we have tilled the soil, planted seeds, and looked to the skies, praying for rain. But the capricious nature of weather has always presented a challenge. Droughts can parch the land, leaving fields barren. Floods can inundate crops, washing away months of hard work. But what if we could orchestrate the rain, summoning it to fall upon thirsty fields precisely when and where it is needed most? Imagine a world where farmers no longer have to rely solely on the unpredictable patterns of rainfall. Using techniques like cloud seeding, we could enhance precipitation in regions experiencing drought. Imagine crops flourishing in areas once deemed unsuitable for agriculture, deserts transformed into verdant oases. Weather control could empower us to cultivate crops in previously unimaginable abundance. Beyond increasing rainfall, imagine the ability to fine-tune other aspects of the weather to optimize growing conditions. We could mitigate the damaging effects of hailstorms by suppressing the formation of large hailstones. We could create microclimates tailored to the specific needs of different plant species. The ability to control the weather could transform our relationship with the natural world. Our planet is warming, a consequence of human activity that has unleashed an array of interconnected environmental challenges. Rising sea levels threaten coastal communities. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and severe. But what if weather control could help us mitigate the worst effects of climate change? Imagine a world where we could harness the power of the atmosphere to address this global crisis. One promising application of weather control is its potential to reduce the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, the primary culprit behind global warming, traps heat and warms the planet. What if we could develop technologies to capture and sequester this excess carbon dioxide? Imagine vast forests of artificial trees, engineered to absorb carbon dioxide from the air, or envision massive ocean fertilization projects designed to stimulate the growth of phytoplankton. By manipulating these natural processes, we could potentially reduce the concentration of greenhouse gases. Beyond addressing the root causes of climate change, weather control also holds promise for mitigating some of its most devastating consequences. Imagine using controlled cloud seeding to increase snowfall over glaciers, replenishing their ice, or employing geoengineering techniques to reflect a small percentage of incoming sunlight back into space. As we venture into the uncharted territory of weather control, we must proceed with both audacity and humility. The ability to manipulate the very forces that govern our planet's climate is a responsibility of unprecedented magnitude. The interconnectedness of Earth's systems means that even small changes to the weather in one region could have far-reaching consequences elsewhere. Imagine increasing rainfall in one region to alleviate a drought, but this shift leads to reduced rainfall downwind. The delicate balance of nature is easily disrupted, and our interventions could have unforeseen consequences. The ethical dilemmas surrounding weather control are equally complex. Who gets to decide when and where these powerful technologies are deployed? What if one nation's efforts to mitigate climate change through weather modification harm another nation's interests? The potential for conflict over access to and control of weather-altering technologies is a sobering reminder of the geopolitical challenges. Imagine a world where weather control becomes a new frontier for military dominance. The very technologies that hold the promise of mitigating natural disasters could also be used to unleash devastating weather events. Beyond these geopolitical concerns, we must also grapple with the potential social and cultural impacts of weather control. What happens when the weather no longer follows its familiar course? The dream of controlling the weather is as old as humanity itself, yet for centuries it remained firmly rooted in the realm of mythology and folklore. But in recent decades, fueled by remarkable advancements in science and technology, we have begun to chip away at this seemingly impossible dream. The quest to master the skies is a testament to human ingenuity, but it is also a journey fraught with formidable technological challenges and inherent limitations. The atmosphere is a vast and complex system, a chaotic interplay of heat, moisture, wind, and pressure. To truly control the weather, we must first develop a deep understanding of this intricate dance of atmospheric variables. Imagine trying to predict the precise movements of a single leaf caught in a hurricane. Now multiply that complexity by an unfathomable number of leaves, and you begin to grasp the daunting nature of modeling and predicting atmospheric behavior. Even with our most sophisticated computer models and observational tools, our ability to forecast the weather remains imperfect. Small errors in initial conditions can quickly propagate and amplify, leading to significant deviations between our predictions and the actual weather. This inherent unpredictability poses a significant challenge to our aspirations of weather control. Imagine attempting to steer a hurricane with a feather. The sheer scale and power of these atmospheric behemoths dwarf our current technological capabilities. While we may be able to nudge the weather in subtle ways, truly controlling its fury remains a distant prospect. Furthermore, many proposed weather control technologies, such as cloud seeding, rely on introducing substances into the atmosphere. While these substances are generally considered safe, their long-term environmental impacts are not fully understood. We must proceed with caution, ensuring that our attempts to control the weather do not inadvertently introduce new problems. The prospect of weather control presents humanity with a profound challenge, one that transcends national borders and demands a unified global response. The atmosphere is a shared resource, a delicate web of interconnected systems that binds us together on this planet. Just as a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil can set off a chain of events leading to a tornado in Texas, so too could one nation's attempts to control the weather have unintended consequences for others. Imagine a world where nations compete for control of the weather, each seeking to maximize their own interests. Droughts could be weaponized, floods unleashed as instruments of war, and the stability of our planet's climate held hostage to geopolitical tensions. To prevent such a dystopian future, international cooperation and governance are paramount. We must establish a robust framework for the responsible development and deployment of weather control technologies. This will require unprecedented levels of transparency, collaboration, and trust between nations. Imagine a future where nations come together, not as rivals, but as partners in a shared mission to harness the power of weather for the benefit of all. Imagine a world where weather control technologies are used to alleviate suffering, enhance food security, and mitigate the worst effects of climate change. Such a future is within our grasp, but it will require a fundamental shift in our thinking. The challenges ahead are formidable, but so too is the human capacity for innovation, collaboration, and problem-solving. Just as we have come together in the past to address global challenges, so too can we forge a new path forward on weather control. The ability to control the weather has long captured the human imagination, inspiring countless myths, legends, and works of science fiction. From ancient rain dances to modern-day cloud seeding, we have always sought to influence the forces that govern our skies. But as we stand on the cusp of potentially realizing this ancient dream, we must pause to consider the profound cultural and societal impacts. How will our relationship with nature change when we are no longer at its mercy? Will we lose our sense of awe and wonder at the natural world, replacing it with a more utilitarian view? Imagine a world where children grow up never having experienced the raw power of a thunderstorm or the gentle caress of a summer breeze. Will they feel the same connection to the natural world as generations past? The potential cultural and societal impacts of weather control extend far beyond our individual relationships with nature. Imagine a world where weather is no longer a shared experience, where different communities can create their own microclimates. Will this lead to greater social cohesion or further division? The ability to control the weather could reshape our cities, our economies, and even our social structures. The ability to control the weather holds immense promise and peril. From mitigating natural disasters to combating climate change, the potential benefits of this transformative technology are vast. However, we must proceed with caution, guided by a deep understanding of the ethical, environmental, and societal implications of wielding such power. If you found this exploration enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe for more captivating content. Join us as we continue to unlock the secrets of our world's wonders.